outdoor adventure, and today I'm going to be reviewing my new sleeping bag. It's what's considered a 2 to 3 season sleeping bag by Vaude, or you might know them as Vaude, a German company. It's a down sleeping bag. I'll just show it to you right now. Quite small and compact. It's advertised as being 5 inches by 11 inches. It's actually a bit shorter than that. Really nice light sleeping bag, and this is not even compressed. If you compress it down, I'll just give you a quick look. It's incredibly tiny. So the facts, it's using 650 gray duck down, Europe sourced. What else? It's rated. I've seen it rated between 35 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If you look at the bottom of the stuff sack, you'll see that it's got a varied rating of a comfort zone of 12 degrees, limits of, what does it say, 2 degrees. These are in Celsius, of course, and extremes down to -12. Now, in the extreme setting, if you wondered, what's extreme gonna allow you through, it says this: in extreme low temperature conditions, harsh cold sensations have to be expected. These conditions pose a serious health risk due to hypothermia. In other words, don't try it. So it's a 0 to 5 degree Celsius bag, about a 32 degree to 37 degree Fahrenheit bag. Nice little compact little bag. The reason I got it is, as people tend to do with ultralight backpacking, is you just add a couple layers of clothing that you'd normally have in your bag anyways, and then you give yourself a couple extra degrees on the temperature wise. So let's get into the bag itself. So it comes with a little stuff sack with extremely long compression cords. As far as weight, it's advertised, I've seen it advertised as 700 grams, 1 pound 6 ounces, and I'm reading about 650 grams, so it's a bit smaller, 22.6 ounces. What that means is there's probably less fill in this, which is not necessarily a good thing. Okay, let's step back a bit for a second. It's 650 rated gray duck down, 90-10, so 90% down, 10% feather. There's different ratings for your down, anywhere from 400 up to 900 plus. Now, just to keep it simple, the higher the rating, the better insulation for the weight. So 650 is about mid-range. On the internet I've seen it rated as very good as opposed to excellent. But it's good, it's small, it's nice. Compression cords, it's a nice strong stuff sack. Took me a little while to get used to how it compresses, just because 2 of the compression cords are set up differently for the lid, and the the other 2 are standard. So there you go, tiny little thing, extremely small. I was just testing. I can get my tent and my sleeping bag into my daughter's tiny little backpack. So nice little pack. If I was gonna, nice little sleeping bag. If I take it out on me and I'm looking to cut off an extra ½ ounce, then I'll cut down some of these compression cords. But it's a sturdy stuff sack, a compression sack here. It comes with a little pocket in the top. Now, usually, with these compression sacks, you don't have a lot of space in there to be stuffing things in there. You could get something small in there. You can see my hand goes inside. There's a lot of space because the sleeping bag is down pretty small. So you could put a couple things in there, but then of course they'd have to be soft. So I'm not a huge fan of pockets in sleeping bag compression sacks, but it works. Alright, so we take it out, and we have the sleeping bag. It's 6 foot long, and it's called, they call it a mummy comfort cut. So it's a typical mummy shape. The only difference for what they've done is they've given it a bit of a wider space on the shoulders and around the knees. So the knees and the shoulders, so it makes it kind of a shapely figure. I'll put up a picture of it now. The other thing to know about this is really nice is they've installed the insulation in a trapezoidal style. Again, another picture you'll see right here. The concept is that you don't have a sewn through. A sewn through is where they just put all the sleeping bag and material there, and they sew right through both lines of fabric and stuff it in there, which leaves cold zones. This is not made that way. The way it's made is they create little little columns, little tubes like this, except trapezoidal, so they're offset. So that means you don't lose very much heat at all to seams. So really nice feature, even though it's a warm weather bag, it allows it to give you a couple more degrees in the cold. The zipper, left hand side, not overly heavy duty, but not weak by any means. It does get a bit caught, and apparently I've lost a bit of down. Just one little wall. Alright, so here it is. I like the colors. It's nice, but I have visibility. So all the way down to the feet, not much in there as far as bags go, except at the top here. It's got the extra padding around the zipper to keep you insulated around the zipper, and it's got a little mesh pocket inside. If you wanted to keep an extra pair of socks or sleeping clothes in here for the nighttime to change into in the morning, you could do that. It's right up near the top here, at the bottom. Sorry, right near the neck. Two little velcros to help keep the top shut. If you want to velcro it to itself to keep it out of the way, or if you want to help keep the zipper from opening up. So, very basic sleeping bag. The Ice Peak 150. It's a bit deceptive because being called Ice Peak, you'd think that it would be a bit warmer for the conditions, but it's still a nice 2-3 season bag. I add an extra couple degrees by putting on some warm clothes at night, and yeah, so pretty basic, nice light, 1 pound 6 ounces, a bit lighter than that. 22.5 ounce sleeping bag for summertime, or spring, summer, fall, depending on where you are. Nice little bag. I'm going to try it out at night, because we've been getting nights around 0, and so I'll be able to tell you how it rates on that, and that'll be part 2 of the video. So there we are, Vaude. Nice little sleeping bag. This is the low end of their line. They actually have a bunch of higher end ones, so heavier, but nice sleeping bags for winter conditions. Alright, as far as price points, I've seen them online for up to $400. Now don't be deceived, because those are, as you say online, some people just ask outrageous prices for these. This one is currently listed on, see, our trading post has it on for under 150 bucks. So for a down sleeping bag, something lightweight and compact, I haven't seen many bags that can compete with that kind of price. So, nice little bag. Anything else that I wanted to mention? I'll put some specs on it below the video on the YouTube channel, and also on my blog if you're watching this on my blog. This is Paul from the Outdoor Adventure, part 1 of the review for the Vaude Ice Peak 150 down sleeping bag. Alright, so hi everyone, this is Paul again, and tonight I'm going out in the backyard with my tent, my tarp tent, and my son and daughter to try out this sleeping bag. Now, they're under a bunch of blankets, it'll be nice and toasty. I'm going to try out and see how cool it gets. I'll have a thermometer out there, and I'll let you know how it goes. One thing I did want to show you is this. I thought I'd give it a shot. What it is, it's just padding from a package I got. So inflated, closed padding, little thing like that. I rest my head on it, and I'm going to see how well it works for a night. Normally I don't bring a pillow, so even if it doesn't last, it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, so I'm going to do that now with this pillow, this sleeping bag, and I'm also going to bring a vest and a jacket, and a fleece sweater and a jacket that I'm not going to use unless it gets too cold and I find it too comfortable. So I'll, if I get too cool, I'll check out the temperature and see what temperature it's too high to stay up there. All right, here we go. All right, we're out there, and I set it out under my closed cell phone pad, and my sleeping bag's just getting a bit of loft to it now. And kids are out there. How you doing, kids?
Good.
All right, they're happy. Lots of space in there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. We're gonna get out there pretty soon. Looks like my son wants to join us. All right, it's about 8 o'clock at night. I've got my don't worry, the timer's wrong. I'm using it because it's got a thermometer on. It says 23 degrees because I just pulled it out from under my sleeping bag. I'm gonna let that cool down slowly. And here we are, the sleeping bag. I've got a bunch of clothes that I'm not gonna have on top of there, but that I'm gonna keep just in case it gets too cold. You kids nice and warm?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay. They're all bundled up in fleece and toques and beanies, as they say in America. Alright, so we're all set. A little trick, really neat. I picked this up a little while ago. Before you go to bed at night, use the last of the hot water, or boil some hot water and put in a thermos to show you had one. It's a nice double wall thermos. And next morning, you can have a nice hot drink without having to worry about getting your stove out and getting yourself ready. Alright, well there we are. Gonna see how cool it gets in the next little while, and well, it got down to about 7 degrees last night, which is what this sleeping bag says is its limit. So I found it was at about 15 degrees when early on in the night it was a bit too warm, but getting down to about 7 was getting kind of chilly. So what I did is I took my puffy vest and I took my fleece and I put them inside the sleeping bag on top of me, and that warmed me up a lot, and that worked really well. But yeah, give me a couple more degrees, could have brought me down to about possibly down to 0. So that's what we're looking at. Alright, the kids were pulling on the tarp last night. I just wanted to show you, this is my little pillow that I used. It held out pretty well. It did the job, get my head up. I'll tell you, I've had no problems in the past. Well, I've had a little bit of problem in the past with this closed cell phone. Maybe I'm getting old. But this little pad here, 7 ounces, just was not quite enough to keep me padded and keep it soft. The ground was really hard. So I'm gonna have to look at getting a ultralight self-inflating pad, Thermos or something. If you get any ideas, let me know.